So I've done 2 drift events in my New Edge Mustang, both now after it's been newly wrapped. But there's been one thing that it's been missing since last year. I had the AC refrigerant drained out of it because it doesn't hold pressure, and I'm losing air conditioning after refilling it after like a day or so. So I took it to my guy, Phil, the AC man, who's local to the upstate New York area. And if you're interested in getting your car AC fixed properly and not paying for garbage services, call Phil, the AC man. My dad recently went to another shop that said they'd check his AC stuff out, charged him $250 to refill the Freon, which it didn't need at all. Then they told him he needed a compressor, and it wasn't even that at all. It was like a $5 part that his clutch needed, and that was the only fix, and Phil was able to do that. So if you're going to get AC worked on, take it to someone that knows what they're doing, and if you live in the upstate New York area, make sure you take it to Phil. Now, I had Phil take a look at this car. We tried a couple different things to figure out where a leak was coming from, and there's 2 sources that we really think. The AC compressor, and he says the condenser on this thing looks like crap. So, in this episode, we're going to replace both of those things right now. So, what I ended up getting was a condenser and a compressor from Rock Auto. Now, you can get really expensive ones. You can get cheap ones. I didn't want to get the cheap ones. I got ones kind of in the middle of the road, and Rock Auto kind of has a whole different array of different ones. So I also wanted to double check before. This is model FS10. It's the original OEM one. There is a 114 millimeter pulley and a 115 millimeter pulley. So I double checked. This is the 114 pulley. I didn't want to get something too big because then I would need a new belt. So we're going to go with this. Okay, so underneath the Mustang is the AC compressor. There's 1, 2, 3 bolts there. We've got to take the pulley off. And then this is a 10 millimeter bolt up there. This one, it might be a little tricky to get off, but I tried replacing O-rings before. That's what Phil did, and it didn't work. So we're gonna go ahead and replace it. Let me reiterate this again. Make sure you get your refrigerant professionally removed and recovered before opening up any of this stuff. It is extremely toxic and terrible for the environment, so make sure you get it removed. Okay, after removing those 3 bolts, the belt, and the plug, we have our old compressor out. You can see these are the O-rings there. They're not in bad shape. They're new, but it was still leaking, and as per Phil's recommendation, to replace them. We'll replace the whole thing. So let's take a look at our replacement. Depending on the compressor that you get, has different installation instructions. Some of them come pre-filled with oil. Some of them you will have to put some PAG 46 oil in. So make sure you follow the installation instructions, because if it doesn't have enough oil, it could ruin the compressor. And if it has too much oil, it won't charge the system properly and it won't cool properly. It comes with a new bolt for the top, which is good because the one that we had there is, you know, it's old. So we're gonna put these 3 back on. Hopefully our pulley lines up. I'm gonna do that before I connect everything, just so I know that it does. That clip that goes there, couldn't get it back on. I might just zip tie that there. Serves the same purpose. I have a AC refrigerant sniffer that I used to try to see where my leaks were coming from, and it was coming from that fitting. That's why we replaced the O-rings on it. But it still was leaking from that fitting after I replaced those O-rings, so replacing the whole compressor is going to be the best way to go here. So this, thankfully, this is 10 millimeter, 10 millimeter, 10 millimeter, 10 millimeter to get it all off, plus the pulleys. So really kind of easy to do. Took off the top reservoir, I drained the coolant. The big thing though, if you don't have a aftermarket radiator, you can just take the stuff off, slide the condenser out there, but this is a big SVE 3-row Ford Performance radiator that works great, but it's a lot bigger, so I'm unable to do that. So in order to replace this condenser, I have to take the radiator out. I don't think there's any way around it. All right, with all that out, should be able to remove the radiator and have a lot easier access to the condenser. It is just a pain to drain the coolant out and all that other crap, but it is ultimately, I think, going to be the way to go. So, I mean, now this is out. I have a whole install video on that if you want to see, because that thing was a lifesaver. I used to actually overheat quite frequently at the drift track. Since I did that thing, no issues. All right, so the condenser's here. We're going to start off by taking these bolts off of these hoses. Okay. Fittings. Move those out of the way. I don't know if you can see, but there's a bracket on this side and then a bracket on this side holding the top of it in. I'm going to try to, I don't know if I'll be able to do it without removing the wiring harness, but it's these two brackets that I'll have to undo. So these three clips for the harness are really hard to get out without breaking something, but I got them. And then once I have this guy, hopefully we'll lift the old condenser out and we'll do a quick inspection and see how bad it really is. And it really probably is really bad. So, holy mama. Now, you can't detect leaks in your condenser, or it's really hard to with the sniffer. Oh, I got a lot of bugs. This is probably the original condenser. Lots of holes. It looks really beat up. Even on the inside looks pretty bad. So we're going to replace it with a nice, fresh, OEM looking one. Well, you don't need a rocket scientist to tell you that that is in a lot better shape than the old one. It does come with the hardware kit, which we're going to have to put those fittings there, and then we should be able to drop it back. Messing up too much of the fins, which is always tough to do, but I think we got it. Right on that there, and that block there. Boom. And then I will reinstall each of these clips on either side. So that fits there, and then that pops back there. This guy fits right over there. Push them down. Pop them back in, put the screws in. If you're wondering, the notes are what they say to do to replace this without taking out the radiator. If you have a normal radiator, is remove the battery box, take this off, the reservoir, and the fan, and then you could potentially lean the radiator back far enough. But honestly, it is a lot easier just taking the whole thing out. There's a lot more room to work. And if you're going to upgrade, I should have upgraded the condenser at the same time I upgraded my radiator, because this would have been all one shot. Okay, so before I put refrigerant in it, I'll put a link to this in the description below. You can get it on Amazon. It's just a simple pump kit. This won't remove refrigerant out, but it will pump the air out. And what we want to do is we want to make sure we keep a good vacuum, make sure all the air is out of the system, so then when we put the refrigerant in, there's no more air in it, and it's the best way to charge the system. So that looks okay. It's been running for a little while. It's at -1. So what we want to do now is we want to close this and wait a little bit to see, make sure the system is sealed. And it doesn't seem to be going down. So once we know the system is sealed, then we're safe to actually put refrigerant in it. I mean, I have R134 that I'm going to use. You can get it from Harbor Freight or AutoZone or any of those places. They all work. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to tap onto here, puncture the can, and then I'll purge it at the top. And then once refrigerant is starting to come out, then we could put it into the car. So I've been driving this around now for a couple of days now. The AC is still blowing cold. I don't even need it on full blast. And seems to be okay. So hopefully this doesn't leak out and I have to do it again. But it seems to be, this is already lasting longer than it ever did before. So I'm really happy with how that's turning out. And, you know, it's good to replace old parts on it. Make sure you want to do it the right way, of course. But we got AC back in the Mustang. Once again, huge shout out to Phil, the AC man. He definitely has taught me a heck of a lot about this stuff, and he's probably forgotten more about AC than I'll ever know. If you guys really want to have your AC fixed and done right, Make sure to check him out. This is his phone number and his email if you're in the upstate New York area. If you want to see more about my journey in building a drift car, make sure to hit the subscribe button and stay up to date by hitting the bell to see all of the uploads that I have on this car. I already have like 20 episodes on it already. And if you can't wait until the next episode, make sure to check out these videos that I already have ready to go.